Yes! Holy crap! Meanwhile, hi, this is Seb.
And this is Marcus. Good morning. And we're back again for another reaction. It is episode 3 of Kenobi. Let's get it.
Woo! Let's go!
I've seen a few fan theories saying that the whole reason she's so eager to catch Kenobi is so she can get to Vader and avenge her Jedi. I thought that was quite an interesting theory.
That's pretty cool. Because right now she's kind of like going on the storyline of Seer in like Fallen Order kind of vibes, where like, you know, she's like, not Seer, sorry, freaking the Inquisitor in Fallen Order, basically, where like same thing, she used to be a Jedi, then she felt betrayed by the Order. So I do hope that's like something along the lines of like your story, or like what you just said. Because like at least to be a little bit more original. I do kind of wish that like this news of like Annie being alive was delivered by someone else.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I have to say,
like, you know, or a little later, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's important to state that it's really sad that all of these people are attacking this black actress.
100%,
it's disgusting behavior. It's not her fault. The character thus far isn't written well. She's doing her best with what she has, man. There's no need for any of that racist rubbish.
Facts, though. Facts. Yo, let's go. Let's go!
Getting some Polly Pocket right here.
Oh, yo, that was hated. Yo, that was hated.
I saw that one guy in the YouTube comments. We know it was hated.
I said his veins! I said his veins! Oh my god, this is hype. The Mustafa system.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
There's no way the Grand Inquisitor is just dead.
Yeah, well apparently he's dead.
I have been watching you, third sister.
This is mad.
I know what it is you see.
Big up James Earl Jones. Still kicking it. The dude's in his like 80s, isn't he? I love his little like Sith temple base. It just looks so sick.
Why would he lie?
People are not all good, Leia.
Snappy.
Whoa. Yeah, anyway. We'll calm down.
Anger leads to the dark side.
Yeah, right? Holy Mother of God. Holy Mother of God. What? Dude, I was fucking hated. Let's go!
If they're gonna use him like that, I'm so down for it. I'm so down for that.
That was sick. That was sick. But yeah, people are saying it's because the Inquisitors are telling the First Sister to chill because this is when the Senate was still a thing.
That's a good point.
And in New Hope, the Senate was dissolved, but here, the Empire doesn't have full, like, totalitarian control yet.
That's a good point.
Makes sense. I see it.
That's one thing I do love about the Star Wars community, though. Like, any question gets answered en masse. Nice.
I remember when you infiltrate this place in Fallen Order. Good game.
I love a good. There's a second one coming out, but
yeah.
I love a good underground base.
Underwater, actually.
Even better.
Another thing I realized when I was editing the reaction to last episode is if she has the power to read minds or probe minds, why didn't she read Owen Lars's mind?
Plot hole.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, where you're gonna like, she probably would have just like, oh shit, Obi-Wan's right there behind that pillar.
And so is Luke. Even better.
Yeah, right? Like, yeah. It's weird seeing Obi-Wan so like pessimistic.
I guess the years haven't been
That's
kind
what 10
to him, you know?
that's what 10 years 10 years of one around does.
Like, you know, he probably went through an unforetold amount of trauma, you know.
PTSD and Christ, yeah, for sure.
They're moving us around, looking for a Jedi.
Like,
I wonder if there's like a little cameo here, or like some celeb.
yeah, most likely, most like, yeah, 100%. It's like,
yeah, that was a trailer scene right there.
ooh,
That was unnecessary. That poor guy.
That was sick.
Let's go.
Bamboozled. Nice.
Yo, Obi-Wan's pretty good with a blaster.
Shot. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Uncivilized, but very good.
She's gonna save him. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
They'll have sent a transmission. We have to hurry. I'll take you the rest of the way.
who's she? Who's this? What's going on? I can kind of see a young Carrie Fisher, to be fair.
I think especially when they've got her dressed in these like green fatigues.
Endor robes.
Yeah, very Return of the Jedi. She's so small.
I think appearance-wise, they've cast her well. Performance, but
yeah, and anyone who's like, "Oh, you can't judge a child actor," we said we can.
He's on our side. Designation's next. We're not sure. No one ever sees them again.
Quinlan was here.
He helps now and again. Smuggling younglings.
oh, no way!
Can you truly see?
You are.
We knew he was
We've
alive.
been talking about this for like ages, and it's finally happened.
Wow, that was dope. That little line. Good stuff. I can't believe Quinlan's alive. Let's go.
I wonder who they've cast as Quinlan.
If he's gonna make an appearance,
I think they should name drop him.
I don't think they should in this series, at
Not
least.
in this one. Ahsoka. I think Ahsoka's an appropriate
exactly.
series.
Agreed.
Like if her character's going around finding Jedi and stuff like that, that would make sense. Obi-Wan, it doesn't make sense for his character.
We don't need it.
He needs to lay low.
Unnecessary, in my opinion. We don't need it. Whoa! What's this? A tremor in the Force.
What is it?
I think it is a tremor in the Force.
Yo! We're gonna see some mad crap.
Imagine if Vader showed up. That'd be... Oh, it's just them. Okay, that's fine. That's not that deep. Run.
Oh. He's back, maybe back. Oh.
Run. Flee, you fools.
Yeah, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, why is no one running?
Oh, it's so sick. Oh, that was lit. Dude, just go. Come on, bro.
What are we waiting for? I'm just glad we're seeing Vader, like, menacing and, like, powerful.
Like actually wrecking people for no reason. It's great.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Ignite it. Sorry about your legs, man.
Yo, bro, that whole thing on Mustafar.
Alright, I'm sorry,
it wasn't
man.
me, bro.
It wasn't personal.
My bad, bro.
Man, Darth Vader's just playing with him. Look at him. One hand. He's not even trying.
One-handing this.
Oh. He's getting wrecked.
You should have killed me when you had the...
I mean, he's not wrong there, too.
It's true, man.
He's not wrong.
Ben messed up big time. The rebels.
I mean, okay. When you really think about it, is it smart to like inscribe?
It's so stupid.
Jedi insignia, or
it's terrible.
Or if Quinlan like signed it off, Quinlan.
Love Quinlan Voss. XX.
Like, bro, this is meant to be like a secret. Yeah, exactly. XX. Peace out, bro.
Just like actually paints a portrait of himself, like sad.
Like, follow me here. Whoa, that was cool.
Oh, sick.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, he's gonna Mustafar him.
He's gonna
Mustafar him. Literally, he is. Look at him. Ooh. Ooh. Flee, you fools. Oh, yes. Is he not gonna do anything?
Yeah, can he just crush him?
Yeah, what the hell is this? He could just go, and then that robot's crushed.
What's he thinking? What's he planning here?
He's probably letting him go to just wallow in his pain, knowing that Ben's become this weak, former shell of himself, I imagine. Or maybe it's his humanity. Maybe he... Nah, I don't think he feels guilty, because this is like peak evil Vader, isn't it?
Unfortunately, they couldn't make it, but I'll take you from here.
I swear I'm a good guy. Oh, lol. No. No! No! I need more! Okay. Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, we just finished episode 3. Initial thoughts. From me, at least.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just glad we saw Vader. I'm glad we saw him being brutal, being like powerful, like being a savage. Good to see that they find like, you know, Obi-Wan and like, you know, igniting his lightsaber and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And it's good to see that, you know, I think it would have been really weird or like very unbelievable for Obi-Wan to be like this little hermit and whatever, blah, blah, and then be able to like match Vader like toe-to-toe in a fight. So I think it would make sense completely that Vader would freaking boss him. Now, I do have some comments and some like less positive comments being I think that maybe the fight came a little too soon, but then again, it's like you said in the last review, it's a 6-part series, so I guess they had to do it, you know, at some point.
I think there'll be a rematch at the end of the series.
Oh, 100% there's going to be a rematch. So maybe this had to happen. So maybe, okay, so it's more of a nitpick, maybe. Maybe I kind of retract it now. I guess it had to happen this episode, to be fair. But, yeah, overall, like, I pretty much enjoyed that episode. You know, I think, like, this is kind of what I signed up for. Mind you, do I think, like, maybe the set design and the world, I feel like the fight, like, the surroundings of that fight, for me, it's because, like, this is the rematch we've been waiting for 15 years. And that being said, it would make sense that Obi-Wan would lose and that everyone's rusty. So you're right, there's going to be a rematch, a way more epic rematch. But I still feel like if this is the first meeting they've had, there'd be a lot more emotion. There'd be a lot more kind of like, we saw it from Obi-Wan's side where he was like terrified, which is great to see. But I feel like we should have had a little bit more like John Williams music, some like some embers in the air or some crap of like the dust. I like that they kind of like made it, downplayed it, made it quite simple and minimal. Both approaches work in my opinion, and I think it's more akin to the original trilogy. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? What
I
are
agree,
your thoughts?
I agree with all those points. I think for me, like, if you've been watching us for a little bit, you'll know that Seb and I have been waiting for Quinlan to like make an appearance for like the longest time.
Oh, that was great.
I think we even made a video on like why we think Quinlan. So like that was really great. But like we said in the episode, I don't think that he should pop up in this. I think Disney and Star Wars are in the business of world building and universe building. So I do hope that Quinlan pops up in the Ahsoka series. That'd be cool.
I think if he popped up in this, would detract from
exactly
Obi-Wan. It needs to be Obi-Wan.
There's a lot already happening. There's a lot of new characters. I'm here for Obi-Wan, like you just said. I think Ewan did a great job of showing like his PTSD at the end of this episode. In saying that,
throughout this episode,
Ewan is a very capable actor. I think the only thing for me is again, when Vader shows up, the fact that he sticks around kind of irks me. I understand it completely, but it's at the same time,
like just run.
Your mission here is to get Leia home. Why are you sticking around and giving her to some rando?
I agree 100%.
But I understand both sides of it. Like I understand,
the counter argument would be like, the so much emotion going through him, like he can't think straight, blah blah blah. He's so out of tune of the Force, and with I guess the world, he's just probably just like, oh, like,
I completely
had
agree.
A little stutter, had a little boo boo.
I think that end fight was for me, it felt kind of like, it just felt a little underwhelming.
I think like,
it was like, it's just like two dudes in a quarry. The set design, isn't it weird, right? Wherever we go in the Star Wars universe, it just always feels like we're still on Tatooine. That's how I
agree. I
feel.
feel like they could have taken a little bit more. I was actually thinking this during the episode as well, when they landed on Mapuma or whatever it's called. Is like, why not, make the worlds interesting again? I think that's what the main thing about the prequels and the Clone Wars was was the fact that they explored fun worlds like Felucia.
Felucia's amazing.
Megiddo, blah blah blah. Like even Camino, for example, was like a storm planet. Whereas I feel like a lot in these shows, which is maybe a budget thing or like maybe like a set design thing. But yeah, I feel like we could have more crazy, maybe not even crazy worlds, but just like varied worlds. Because like you said,
playing it very
this
safe,
is just another.
I feel it's almost
all
like
the planets in Mando,
sets,
all the planets on Mando and this and Boba are basically
woodland
of the
and
same
desert,
ilk.
And it's just like the Star Wars universe is so much more than that. But that's if I was like exactly. That's if I'm like properly nitpicking though. I think that the problem with any like Star Wars fight scene, because in my mind, right, one of the best fight scenes put to film ever is the Mustafar fight scene, because like the choreography is ridiculous.
I would actually
it goes too long.
That.
It goes too long, but
the
choreography involved, and like I think when you take into consideration that was the culmination of like the saga at the time.
I actually disagree.
Oh, fair enough.
The best fight is actually Darth Maul. I think the choreography is better in the Darth Maul fight.
That's a good point.
Just because, like you said, in the Mustafar fight, it gets to a point where it felt like a dance. Like it felt like they were doing like unnecessary swishes and stuff, So I felt like they overcomplicated that fight a little bit. Which is kind of why I see with this fight. It's kind of like, I think this fight is interesting because I see it in two ways. I think on one hand, it's underwhelming, but on the other hand, it also kind of makes sense. So I guess it's fine. Like, I don't have major gripes with this fight. I feel like, there was definitely a part of me that was like, oh, is that it? Or I was like, oh, I wish, there was more action. I wish there was more flips or, whatever, blah. But again, within the story, it makes sense. Obi-Wan's rusty, blah, blah. But that being said, I feel that, I see what you mean. And I definitely feel that, they could have done a little bit more with maybe like the set design. And for me personally, at least, like I feel like John Williams should have come in a little bit, stronger. I'm sure he's going to come in a lot better in like the final fight in the rematch. Like, I know for a fact
he
the
definitely
rematch
will. Like, I hope he gets some like,
insane.
OG motifs like kind of chucked in there.
That's the other thing. I haven't heard it. Like, okay, we've heard a little bit of the Force theme, like when Obi-Wan ignited his lightsaber, I think. But I feel like the show so far,
throwback, man, like is insane.
Yeah, and I feel like so far musically, at least, we're not getting that many. That for me, it doesn't feel John Williams.
Well, the thing is, apart from the theme, I don't even notice any music happening. That's the thing. Like, I'm not even like paying attention to that because you're right. It's not catching my attention. I also think like something that I take issue with in this series thus far is like the writing doesn't seem to be that strong for any character.
Yeah.
Like even Kenobi's character, I feel like Ewan is carrying his character, and obviously, like, as we all know, Ewan's a massive Star Wars fan himself, and I think he actually had some input into the show. So, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the writing is slightly, not lackluster. The first two episodes, like posthumously,
I kind of see what you mean.
We've discussed it over like the last few days. I think that the word for like episode 1 and 2 were like really underwhelming, and this episode was cool. Seeing Darth Vader like being menacing, snapping necks was sick, but I still feel underwhelmed.
Yeah, and I think like, it's starting to feel like 100%. I think we had, even no matter how low our expectations were or how much you prepare yourself for the event of this show being disappointing, I think you're still going to be slightly underwhelmed because of that. Because of our mental kind of image of it's Obi-Wan, it's 15 years, it's, it's Hayden. So yeah, I feel like, that definitely does come into play. The fact that, we had that kind of hype in our minds.
100%.
Now,
yeah.
See, the thing is that I don't think it's a bad show. I don't think they're doing anything majorly wrong.
No,
I think like
definitely
it's
not.
just,
definitely not. I think that the writing is just slightly below.
It's
par.
not amazing. It's definitely not amazing.
Like, it's
I feel
almost
like,
generic would be the wrong word because that would be a bit harsh. But I feel like lackluster is perhaps the better way of putting it for me.
It's just like, it just feels, a bit more like, how in episode 1 and 2 of the prequels, George Lucas was mainly doing the dialogue, and it does feel a little
you could tell
wooden at times. Whereas episode 3, they brought on someone new, and everyone unanimously kind of agrees that Revenge was the best prequel, and the dialogue flowed a lot better because we weren't getting lines like, "I hate sand, it's coarse and it's rough."
That's an iconic line, though.
I think it is iconic, to be fair. But I feel like, in this show so far, it feels more like prequel 1 and 2 in terms of dialogue. Like, I'm not feeling, that kind of like, I think like Mando season 2, are there 2 seasons of Mando or 3? No, that's Book of Boba.
It's Book of Boba.
That's, so annoying that Book of Boba is basically Mando season. But Mando season 2, I think like there were moments where they had great dialogue, like when was it Bill Burr?
Yeah,
was that
Bill Burr showing up in that show?
episode?
That's one of the best episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, when that dialogue in that episode was incredible, and I feel like we're getting not wooden performances. Not it's like you said. I think like it's the script that's kind of
they're being limited by the
failing them
a
little bit.
Like you can tell that,
sure.
Like the third sister in particular, for me, I can't gauge an opinion on her because to me her acting is terrible. But it's the
I don't
script.
think she's that bad. I genuinely I don't get why people hate her so much.
I think they're just racists, but like to me, it's like the acting is like very flat on delivery for me. But I think it's not her. I think it's just the lines that she's been given.
Oh, for sure.
Because all of the Inquisitors are written super generically, and I think, to be fair, I think the show in general is playing it very safe. They're not taking any risks.
I mean, that's the main thing. It's like it's a very kind of like by the books kind of story so far. And we're not really getting any like major kind of moments of like we're obviously
Vader
getting
showing up was
gasps
like
and we're obviously getting gasps and reactions, as you've seen from like moments like Vader or like the Grand Inquisitor getting stabbed and Quinlan's name drop, etc., etc. But we're not getting like story beats where we're kind of like, yo, like what? Holy crap! Or like,
I think the only time
ilk.
both of us have been like that is when the Grand Inquisitor died. It was confirmed in this episode,
and it was more.
That's just like, what have you done? You're like,
yeah. For me, it was more like a how, because you show up in another show, like
unless
they
they've
just
retconned that.
Rebels.
But I feel like
which fair, but like you're like whoa.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
So we're midway through season. We're midway through the show now. There's only 3 episodes
which is insane,
left.
Right?
It's crazy to think about, especially if every episode is going to be roughly this kind of runtime. It's kind of mirroring what you said in the last review, where will they be able to tie everything up and have a satisfying end? Does this mean there's going to be a season 2? God only knows. But yeah, I mean, final thoughts on this episode. Rate it out of 10. What would you rate it?
I'd say like a 5.5 to a 6.
Okay.
I can't give it higher than that because, like, here at Meanwhile, we don't just rate shows because, like, fandom. I'm looking at this subjectively as like someone who's comparing this to normal TV shows. And I think after like taking into consideration everything we've just said, you can't rate it higher than a 6, in my opinion. Like, as a Star Wars fan, you could rate it a 6.5 to a 7. Like,
I'd say for me it's a 6.5, simply because we got to see like Hayden and like that little like flash of Hayden. That was one of the best moments. Actually, that was such a good moment.
I think you said it in the last review. Like, Star Wars nowadays has like these really great moments, but like there's not an overall feeling of like greatness in general. It's like they're very good at giving you great moments.
Yeah. Well, I personally, I'd say 6.5. And I feel like it's good though. I mean, right now, at least the show is, well, like, this was definitely the best episode so far. We got reactions, we got like hype. So hopefully the next 3 episodes will carry on that, pattern and just keep on going up. But more importantly, let us know what you think in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you like seeing Hayden back? All the usual stuff. Be sure to let us know in the comments below.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at Meanwhile Podcast.
And TikTok now. Hey,
we're cool kids now, yeah.
Getting in with the kids.
Oh yeah, we're so old. Well, thank you for watching. I've been Marcus.
And I've been Seb. Peace.